Part 4, Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. Then, the ashes return to their place and begin to crackle more brightly. The ashes then burst into flames, and from those flames rises Grand Phoenix Emperor Kaito. But now he is far greater. Now he is Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. The ground trembles as he emerges, his new form cloaked in the fiery essence of the Phoenix Flame Catalyst. His eyes, once filled with anger, now burn with a divine power that seems to challenge the very fabric of reality itself. The Alliance leaders, once filled with hope and victory, now stand in awe and fear as they realize the true extent of the power they face. His aura then unleashes, burning away the entire blizzard in an instant, as two massive phoenix wings then emerge from his back, as his phoenix armor merges into him, and his phoenix steel sword and spear turn into true phoenix fire as well, as his power in all ways unimaginably increases to a seemingly infinite degree. The Alliance leaders exchange terrified glances, understanding that they have underestimated their foe. The battle resumes with a ferocity that dwarfs the previous engagements. The Phoenix God Emperor Kaito moves with a speed and power that seems to defy the very laws of physics, leaving a trail of fire and destruction in his wake. Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito then pierces right through True Goddess Winter with his Phoenix Spear, then slices her asunder with his Phoenix Blade. The Alliance leaders watch in horror as True Goddess Winter, their strongest hope, is torn apart by the unstoppable force of Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. The snowfall around them turns crimson as her lifeblood stains the once pure snow. Despite their fear, they stand firm, knowing that the fate of their world rests on their shoulders. Then following this, Marcus Aurelius, Marcus, Thorokaion II, and even Geralt the Lich King, Legion, the Demon Lord, and Isolde the Vampire Queen are slain. Even Isolde's regenerative capabilities aren't enough to survive even a single attack from Grand Phoenix.
Then the Storm Leviathan, the avatar of the elements, the true elemental guardian, and the Frost Inferno Phoenix rush forwards too, attempt to stop Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. But even they are no match, as he swiftly slays the Storm Leviathan, the avatar of the elements, and the true elemental guardian, then absorbing the Frost Inferno Phoenix into himself, ascending further, increasing his power even more seemingly infinitely, as then in rushes the Grand Elemental and Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito, while visibly somewhat struggling, still clearly holds the upper hand, and defeats the Grand Elemental, absorbing the Frost Phoenix and Inferno Phoenix from within it into him, killing it in the process, and causing him to ascend even further, becoming true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito, as his power multiplies by a seemingly infinite degree. Grand Queen Lilith then rushes in at true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito and begins unleashing dark, shadow, void, abyss, arcane, and even grand magic in an attempt to defeat him, putting up an even better fight than the Grand Elemental. The battlefield is engulfed in a cacophony of clashing elemental forces as Lilith, fueled by the power of her Queen's scepter and her own fiery determination, unleashes a barrage of spells that would make even the gods tremble. Her eyes glow with the intensity of 1,000 suns as she weaves a tapestry of destruction, each spell more powerful than the last, though eventually even she falls, as true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito spears her on his Phoenix Spear and holds her impaled in the air. She then, with the last of her strength, blasts true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito with her Queen's scepter with the strongest spell she is even capable of. The impact sends a shockwave through the very fabric of reality, the skies crackling with dark and fiery energy for a moment. It seems as if the world might end, but instead, it only serves to knock true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito back. The force of Lilith's final attack leaving a gaping hole in his chest, he then regenerates, and from regenerating his power dramatically increases even further. Then Grand King Mordecai rushes forwards at him, summoning armies of undead and blasting every spell he has at true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito in rage for him, killing his wife, The battlefield becomes a whirlwind of shadow, and fire as Mordecai's undead hordes clash with Kaito's divine phoenix flames. The ground shakes with the power of their spells, and the sky is obscured by the dark clouds of Mordecai's necromantic power. Each blow that Kaito lands is met with an unyielding counter from the king's spectral blade. The two seemingly unstoppable forces locked in a dance of destruction. True Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. Then, with a swing of his phoenix, Blade wipes away Grand King Mordecai's entire army, then impaling him with his phoenix blade as, much like his wife, Grand King Mordecai, in his last moments, with the last of his strength unleashes the strongest attack he can, as he unleashes a wave of shadow, darkness, void, abyss, arcane magic, and grand magic that enters into true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito and begins to destroy him from within, all of the while trapping him in place. The once mighty Emperor of Blazing Sun laughs maniacally as he watches his former allies and enemies fall before him. Yet, as the dark magic of Mordecai's final assault ravages his body, his expression twists in pain. The shadowy tendrils wrap around him, squeezing the very essence from his divine form. His flaming aura flickers and dims as the power of the abyss threatens to consume him. True Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito then regenerates and ascends in power even further, his flames bursting out and burning away the magic, destroying him from within. As then, suddenly, Grand Scientist Dr. Erebus transforms into Grand Scientist Supreme Erebus and rushes forwards, landing a combo of devastating blows on true Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. The power of his fists, now imbued with the essence of the abyss, strike with the force of a meteor shower. Each hit sends shock webs through the air, and the very ground beneath them cracks and splits. True Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito stumbles back, his flaming aura momentarily faltering. True Grand Phoenix God Emperor Kaito's aura then fixes itself as he truly absorbs the Phoenix Flame Catalyst and Inferno Ignition Core within him, making the aura his own and causing him to ascend even further, becoming true Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito, as he then trades blows with Grand Scientist Supreme Erebus, matching him in might while not even really trying. The battle between the two is unlike anything the world has ever seen. A clash of titans that makes the very fabric of reality tremble. Their fists meet with the force of a supernova, each strike sending shock webs through the air that could level cities. The ground beneath them is now a molten wasteland, a testament to the intensity of their conflict. Then, true Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito begins actually trying, and even Grand Scientist Supreme Erebus ends up impaled, unleashing all of his power into one beam, one which damages true Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito. But he regenerates from it and just grows again massively more powerful. Then Grand Lord Lothar charges up the strongest charged attack that has ever existed and absorbs it into himself and rushes forwards, actually being evenly matched with true Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito, but being far faster than him. The speed and power of Grand Lord Lothar's attack are astonishing. He seems to be a blur of light and shadow as he darts around true Grand Inferno. Phoenix God Emperor Kaito delivering rapid strikes that threaten to overwhelm the Phoenix deity. Their battle is a dazzling display of speed and precision, with each strike creating explosions that light up the night sky. Kaito, now as true Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor, is pushed to his limits, his fiery wings spread wide. He tries to match Lothar's speed with his own divine agility, his eyes flashing with the intensity of 1,000 suns. Yet, Lothar's mastery of shadow and light allows him to evade and counter with ease, their clashes sending shockwaves through the very fabric of reality. True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito, though, is continuously regenerating and catching up with Grand Lord Lothar, who then charges up an exponentially infinitely more powerful charged attack. and blasts True Grand Inferno. Phoenix God Emperor Kaito with it seemingly killing him. But he then again comes back far more powerful and impales Grand Lord Lothar with both his Phoenix Blade and his Phoenix Spear, leaving Grand Lord Lothar nothing left to do but put all of his energy and life force into one final, ultimate charged attack, blasting True Grand Inferno, Phoenix God, Emperor Kaito with it, and ending up destroying seemingly both with it. But then True Grand Inferno Phoenix God, Emperor Kaito comes back from even that, now just leaving him and the God Emperor Alpha of the new reality, who then, out of desperation, awakens even further into Shadow God Emperor Alpha and rushes forwards, actually capable of somewhat keeping up with True Grand Inferno Phoenix God, Emperor Kaito especially with the usage of his tendrils of darkness and light. Shadow God Emperor Alpha's form is a terrifying amalgamation of shadow and light, his eyes burning with the intensity of 1,000 stars. His movements are fluid and unpredictable, as he uses his tendrils to weave a complex web of attacks around Kaito. The very air seems to bend and twist around them as they clash, their power resonating through the cosmos. Though, eventually, even Shadow God Emperor Alpha is defeated, and True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito has seemingly won. But then Grand Emperor Alpha manifests onto the battlefield and smacks True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito with one of his own tendrils of darkness and light. Then Grand Emperor Alpha then fuses with his own new reality version, Shadow God Emperor Alpha, and ascends even further into Omnipotent Emperor Alpha. The air around them crackles with power as the two forms merge into one being, the room seemingly expanding to contain the immense energy. The light from the windows dims as the very fabric of reality bends to their will. Omnipotent Emperor Alpha now stands, a being of pure, unbridled power, a blend of shadow and light so intense it's impossible to gaze upon directly, as Omnipotent Emperor Alpha then smacks True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito into the air, and appears in the air to meet him, going so fast he isn't even moving anymore, just appearing where he has decided to be. True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito then stabs him, but he doesn't. Grand author James, I didn't write that. What the? Omnipotent Emperor Alpha then repeatedly stabs True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito with his infinite tendrils of omnipotence, them no longer being of light or darkness, being beyond both concepts as a whole, and now being just pure power. The once unbeatable Kaito, now impaled by these tendrils, looks surprised, his fiery aura flickering and diminishing. The tendrils of power pierce through his very essence, disintegrating the ashes of his phoenix form and dissipating the flames of his anger. His once confident smirk fades into a grimace of pain and disbelief. Omnipotent Emperor Alpha then completely erases True Grand Inferno Phoenix God Emperor Kaito from new reality as a whole, completely erasing him, then bringing back all those he had slain with a snap of his fingers.